The overwhelming majority of Palestinians support terrorism as a means of ridding Jews from not only Judea and Samaria, so-called West Bank, but from all of Israel. If you do not believe me, hang tight for a disturbing dive into local Arab news. Welcome to the Israel Guys, where we believe in a world of Jew hatred and anti-Semitism. You should have a direct connection to the land and people of Israel. I'm Joshua. As we're getting started, don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and get the conversation going below, and also don't forget to share on other social media platforms. Guys, we're going to dive right into the show here today. What you do not know, what you're not seeing on the public world stage media biased picture that's being displayed right now is what's really happening in the Arab world. And that's where we're diving in right now. Arab news. You don't know what's going on. And so if you don't know Arabic, then you're in trouble. Well, just a quick deep dive into the local news around this area has conveyed a whole new story of what's actually going down on the ground. For instance, we'll start at the top. The so-called president, Mahmoud Abbas, what kind of president is he? He pays people to kill Jews. This is his highest salary. Again, I don't call that some kind of president. That's not an entity. That's a mafia group of a gang-style mafia that we're talking about here. But anyway, just to prove the point again, the so-called president Mahmoud Abbas, I will quote him, instructed the PA security forces to confront Israeli forces and settlers. The head of the Palestinian Authority has issued an order for PA security forces to confront Israeli forces and settlers. Do you understand what this means? That means the Palestinian Authority military, they're so-called, they have a really, it's more, again, a mafia group, is now to confront the IDF. Well, that's what he said. Well, moving on. We're just going to get a big view of what's going on the top here. We're going to look at what's going on in the Arab world. In Arabic, by the way, I've just Google translated a lot of what's going on. Mahmoud Abbas's deputy Fatah leader says this: as long as the crimes of the Israeli occupation continue, we will hear a reply from the bullets that protect the rights of our people. That's what he said. And that's why we're seeing terrorism here in the land of Israel today from the Palestinians that are here in the Jewish homeland. Let's look at this. I've been in a lot of Arab villages. I've been in governors' offices of Arab governors. And there's one thing that you do not know also. We'll take this the news aside, and we'll go actually into the heart of the issue. In these governor's office, in these leaders' office, in Mahmoud Abbas' office, I can guarantee you, there's a big picture, and it has a picture of what you would think would be Israel. But Israel will be nowhere found on that map. Big letters of Palestine will be written over the top of it. And they will chant things like, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. No mention of Israel and no mention of Jews involved in this holy land of Israel. They're at war. They're at jihad against the Jewish people. Did you know that over 1.8 million people in Israel live below the poverty line? That's a shocking 22% of the population struggling to provide for themselves and their children. But there's hope. You have the power to change this. Donating a food bag with Israel 365 provides a week's worth of essential groceries to an Israeli family in need. When you donate, your food bags are delivered late at night in regular shopping bags, making it look like a regular supermarket delivery. This ensures that the recipients can maintain their dignity during difficult financial times. By delivering the food bags in a discreet and dignifying way, you are not only providing essential groceries to a family in need, but also helping them maintain their self-worth and autonomy. Your donation makes a real difference. By clicking the link below to find out more, join us today in making a life-changing impact on families in Israel. Your donation will provide critical support during tough times while prioritizing dignity and autonomy for these families in need. Together, we can work towards eradicating poverty in Israel and supporting the Jewish people. Click the link in the description below to help Israeli families in need. Now, if you think that this is just a few people that are causing bad for the many, you know, that's a common rhetoric out there. But now this is not the story. Maybe that was true in the 1980s when there were a lot of just Arabs lived here that wanted to be happy. But things are changing, and this is what I want you to be aware of. There is a war going on, and the reason for the war is that the majority is not peace-loving Arab neighbors. That does not exist here anymore. Mark my words, that does not exist here anymore. There is a majority, a overwhelming majority of hostile neighbors, Arab neighbors, that are fully convinced that jihad is the best way to win their freedoms and homelands, so-called back. And this is their rhetoric. This is what they're going for. They're going for a complete jihad from the river to the sea. Israel will be completely wiped out. They want to create a Palestinian state, not just in that what the Western world calls the West Bank. No, they want to create it the entire land, and the war will not stop. Mark my words, the war will not stop until they've completed that. So let's look here quickly at local headlines from the municipal official Facebook post of the different towns. So Hawara has gained lots of international media news recently because of the horrific attack against Israeli family. Here, 2 brothers were murdered. And the Hawara Facebook page, the official Hawara Facebook page, has this audacious, evil. This is them posting it. This is the town. And everyone in that town that agrees with this post, this is the majority I'm talking about. This was their post after the brothers were murdered. Their car was being loaded onto a truck to be removed from the scene. This is a car that had just had riddled with bullet holes, and the terrorist attack had just happened. The brothers had just lost their lives, and this is the post that the official Hawara Facebook page posts. I quote, a broken car, for sale for travel purposes, laughing face. How evil can you get? How evil can you get? This is the official Facebook page, once again, from Hawara, the town. And what do you know? Was it supported? Well, it has 43 thumbs up and laughing faces from local Arabs. Yes, this is the majority. It's no longer just a few making it bad for the rest. There's not just a few rotten apples. Jihad has taken over these towns, and that's what you do not understand. The Israelis, the 10,000 Israelis living among these northern Samaria area, biblical heartland of Israel, are surrounded by 200,000 hostile Arab neighbors that all believe in jihad as an end game. That's the reality of the situation. Let's just look at some of these. Who's giving these thumbs up to such an evil post? Well, we'll take one of these guys, Ismail. He's just a regular old Arab going to university in Jenin. Yep. And he's actually going to an Arab American university. Just an everyday Arab that believes that Jews should not live here and that the Arabs should run them into the sea. Just an everyday young Arab. Let's look at another post. There was another audacious, evil post on the same Hawara Facebook page. There was a post of the scene of the attack when the medics are at work, a horror scene. And the local Arab has enough freedom and is blatantly evil down to his core that he says, "Oh my God, what a wonderful feeling." 5 laughing faces. This is what's going on. We'll continue on the same site. When the Arab media posted the video of the family and friends mourning at the site of the murder, what happened? Again, they post this. I quote, "Protected by the occupation forces, IDF, the snipers, the flocks of settlers are crying over their unclean comrades who were killed yesterday." This is evil. This is jihad supporters, and it's the majority of the Arab world, and it's the majority of the Palestinian locals that are surrounding the Jewish towns of Judea and Samaria. You may disagree, and you may think, and you may be trying to live in another world, but that is the reality. The majority are fighting And they're believing in jihad against the Jewish people and their right to survive here. Let's take another town. Awarta, another local town here. It's an Arab town. A lot of Hamas. It's a Hamas town. Here was their quote on their main page. This is their official Awarta Facebook page for the town. It says, "Long live Hawara and its steadfast people." Let's take another one. Ain Nabi Salan. Their Facebook page, if you go to the top there, and every Facebook page around here is talking about it, about the horrors that happened the other night. But they're forgetting one thing, and I'll make this quickly. They're not talking about the brothers being murdered. They're talking about Jews throwing rocks. Evil. They're throwing away the fact that they murdered Jewish people in their town, and they're trying to turn the international media to a few Jewish rock throwers. How evil can it get? No, don't forget the real reason for this chaos. Okay, the Facebook page of Ain Nabi Salan is top of their page. This is, again, the official page. They have their banner is 4 terrorists from their town that were killed, thank God. The Israeli military does not tolerate terrorism, and if you try to kill Israelis, you will die. That's thank God their security forces, or the whole nation of Israel would be overrun with people destroying this nation. So there has to be some sort of a security for the Jewish people, and thank God there's a military that's doing a very good job, and we support the military to continue in strength. But this Facebook page is hailing their terrorist as the most valuable and the most heroic of their whole town. This is on their town's Facebook page. And notice the seal in the corner. At the top of the corner on the left-hand corner, you will see the town seal is 2 machine guns and a grenade. Just there for what? It's there because they believe in handguns and grenades, or machine guns and grenades. All right, let's take it down to a little bit of the locals. Rahad is she, on her post, she's just, an everyday Arab around here. She posts that a picture of all the terrorists. They don't call them terrorists. They call them martyrs because they believe in jihad again. This is going on the streets. This is the reality on the ground here. They believe in jihad, and so they post on their Facebook pages pictures of all the so-called martyrs. We call them terrorists that died as they attempted to kill Jewish civilians and citizens of the nation of Israel. And she posts under it, she says, "The beloved ones of the country and its guards, its support, and its companions." This is what she has to say about the terrorist. They're not martyrs in any shape, way, or the form or fashion of it. They're terrorists here to cleanse Israel of every Jew. That's their goal. Now we'll continue. There's been a misconception, as many, and just the whole idea that everyone is coming, and as I go down to the Hawara, as we mentioned earlier, international news is diving by an incredible insanity there, and they don't even know what they're talking about. They've got the story completely backwards. So what you're listening to out there, one, you've not heard anything that I'm telling you now because I translated this all from Arabic into English for you, and now we're seeing the same. People are coming to site down here. Many of those houses that you saw in Hawara that are all over the news now were actually burned by Arabs 3 years ago. Oh, did you not know that Arabs actually fight each other? Arabs are fighting each other all the time. There's civil wars and clan wars, tribal wars going on all the time. The Arabs are at constant war with one another. That's fact. I live here. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it with my own eyes. I know the story. We'll continue with a little more international misrepresentation. The U.S. Special Representative for Palestinian Affairs, Hadi Amir, what a evil man as well. The U.S. is full of them now and causing all kind of trouble in the Middle East. He comes here to throw his 2 cents in on the issues of Hawara as it makes international headlines. He said, "We want to see full accountability and prosecution by law for those responsible for these heinous attacks against their population." You may think he's speaking about Arabs against Jews. No, he's not. He's completely missed the whole picture. He's looking at mainstream news right now, and he's forgetting that 2 Jews were just murdered in this town. And he's looking at the fact that a few dozen Israelis that absolutely have snapped because of no one paying attention, that they're literally standing in the middle of a jihad battle alone. And they snap and they throw rocks. They throw rocks and start fires. And this is what the world is incessantly speaking about. Not the fact that the jihad neighbors literally are killing Jews. They're going to talk about settlers, so-called, throwing rocks and starting fires. Those two don't even equal any way, shape, or form of the same level. And so the U.S. now, Hadi Amir states that he wants full prosecution for the settler, not the Arab, not the jihadist. This is evil and it cannot be tolerated. Guys, I want you to take this to the world. We have to bring understanding to our communities. Many are being led astray by international media. Do not listen to it. Do not buy the lies. Stay tuned here at the Israel Guys. We have news for you every day of the week. We're here Monday through Friday. You should get your news from the Israel Guys, where it's true and it's authentic. It's straight from the land where we are walking and living and breathing every day. We will tell you the truth. So listen in to the Israel Guys to get your news. As always, stay tuned right here at the Israel Guys.